Huzzah!
I hope he didn't scare you with it.
Boo!
It's like, wow, that is a way to be welcome to town hall. Jump scared.
Ooh, idea. New idea.
All right, for those of you, if it's your first time, I'm Sadie Hess. I'm the CEO here. This is Eric Hess, the CFO, and yes, we are married.
I'm the Chief Fun Officer.
Yeah.
That's what that F stands for.
And we act like we're married the entire call. So
Oh, it's G-rated. Oh, PG. PG.
I wasn't talking about that. I was just talking about this. There's going to be like us going ahead and communicating.
Smart assy Hallmark Channel marriage is what you get from Eric and Sadie. Yeah.
Wow, and you're welcome. Okay.
Exactly. If you gotta be here, you should enjoy yourself. That's the way we. All right, welcome. We're glad to have you. This is our first community town hall of the year.
Yes, first one of the year. So this is the time we all get together. It is super fun, something we look forward to very, very much. Because we get to see lots of beautiful faces that we don't get to see very often. I see Linda. She must be somewhere.
This is the romper room part of the.
Yeah, I see Linda. I do. I see just I see half of Linda, but I see Linda and I see Jean. It's so good to see you guys in San Jose. I saw you guys come on. I saw Curtis coming on with Renee. Hi. Good to see you guys. They are in the East Bay area, the Concord area. So, you know, we got a lot of us coming together from lots of different areas. I'm also going to give a shout out to someone who's just next door, but it's a very special day. Our son Ryan is, he's going to wave now. He's the one with the hat. It is his birthday today. He is 19 years old.
He's beginning his third decade of life.
So yeah, we have like formerly known as teenagers now. Like right. He's still a teenager, but we got one more got one that's out of teen years, and then only one more that's still like
she's
solidly.
She's 16 going on 26 if you ask her.
So anyway, we're super excited, and
we'll be 16 in April.
And we're excited that it's our son's birthday. Happy birthday, Rye.
You guys are sweet for saying happy birthday to him.
You put your bananas in the bag.
He'd rather have your money if you're curious. Cash App, $, give me cash, Ryan. I think
bananas in the bag.
It is not. Do not give him money or
please
anything.
Please don't give him money.
Don't give him money. It's a joke. Okay.
Exactly.
So
he's like, no, it's not a joke. What are you talking about, Mom?
All right. Anyway. So there are a lot of people that have already done their thing, saying, first of all, happy birthday, which is super sweet, but also, jumping on, saying good morning and hello. That chat is for you. So feel free to, anytime you want to talk, this is one of those fun places where we encourage notes in class. So go ahead. You see someone you haven't seen in a while, you can send them a private message. Or if you just want to give a shout out or say something, or if something really strikes you in the moment, you can say how awesome it is. We're going to hear lots of good news today.
If you want to talk smack to Tyler, he always likes that.
Yeah.
Hassle him.
The point of this is really for us to be a community. So we're going to do all the things communities do, which is have little side conversations, when you go to a big community event, you see people you haven't seen in a while, you say hi, you catch up, and you're all welcome to do that in the chat and hopefully then, in real life later, but you can do it in the chat. It's also an opportunity for us to celebrate each other. We're going to have quite a few people to celebrate today because when we come together, we love to celebrate the different successes. We do really, really, really good work together. We have staff that are doing amazing things. We have individuals with disabilities doing amazing things in their community, and we like to come together and celebrate. So that's something else we do as a community. But the first thing we want to do is we also like to welcome new people. So if you're new to our community, if this is your first time, even maybe you're not new to our community, but you finally found out about our town hall and this is your first time coming, go ahead and put your first name and your last initial in there and say new on there so we know, because there's a lot of just chatter going on. So make sure you say new, and then say your first name and your first and your last name initial. And for those individuals. So, oh, good. So Josh F is new. His the way he's being called on here is Joshy. So Joshy, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming today. And we are gonna give you a sweatshirt. So you get one of our, which one is it? Which is it? It's the Compass one. Oh, it's blue, the blue one with the, okay. It's a blue sweatshirt.
Blue's your color.
Yeah, hopefully you like blue.
Mhm.
So Joshy, we will give you that.
Actually, Josh, hey, Flom, change your name. You're not getting another sweatshirt.
I was gonna say, I'm not new.
All right, we're gonna pick 2 more new people for sweatshirts. I'm gonna go with Rachel Y. She put,
Why?
because she put an exclamation point after new, like I am new. So if she's going to declare that boisterously, I'll go ahead and say, let's give you a sweatshirt as well. And then one more, we're going to go Marlo G. Marlo G, you also get a sweatshirt. How do they get their sweatshirt? What do they do? Oh, you know who they are?
Yes.
All right. So
They know who you
they
are.
know who you are. So we will make sure those 3 people get their sweatshirt. Is that what you want me to do? 3? All right. Oh my goodness. Wait, no, can I get 4?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because I just see someone that's new in Placer County, which is new for us. It's new that we're working with Placer County. So Holly C, you're new in Placer County, brand new county for us to be serving. So we should go with a new person in a new county. That's awesome. So Holly C as well. So yay, I got to give 4 away. Yay, that's so fun. We can be done now because that's my favorite part.
All right. Have a great day. We'll see you in 2 months.
All right, no, I have lots of other favorite parts. We're gonna do my truly favorite part. This is where we get to have a conversation with someone who's in our community. Sometimes they know us, sometimes they don't. And this brave gentleman, Luke, has not yet met us. So this is very brave for him to come on and have a conversation with us. Luke, are you ready to unmic and chat it up with us?
He's here.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Good.
Good. All right, so Luke, why don't you start by telling us what part of our community do you live in? Oh,
Siskiyou.
you got the coffee. You know what? You had your coffee. It's like those talk shows, like the morning talk shows. I don't have my coffee, I only have water, but I'll take a little sip too. That's what I do in those talk shows. Okay, so first, where are you located in our community?
Wairika.
Wairika. Okay, so have you guys had snow yet this year?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Little bit of snow. All right, is today really beautiful like it is here?
Yeah.
Uh,
They would love that view.
Yeah.
So hey, Luke, I see you're sporting a little bit of art there, like on your left arm there. What you got? Show us some of your art.
Cool.
Hey, what's your favorite one? That you
I
can
don't
show
know. I
me
got
without
so many,
taking
my
your
koi
profile.
fish.
Your
Oh, your
koi
koi fish. I
Right
like
on.
it.
That's cool. Do you draw those yourself, or do you just go and pick something out and tell the guy, put that on me?
Pretty much, yes.
Right on, right on.
Well, you want to introduce who's hanging out with you right there?
Felicia.
Felicia.
Hi, Felicia.
Hi.
That never gets old.
Yeah, I like the highs, not the buys.
Exactly.
All right, so
You must have hated like the 2000 to 2005. That must have been like the worst.
Yeah,
well, it could be worse. Your name could have been Karen. I think that's
Right?
a lot
Oh,
worse.
I know.
that's true.
We have a really good friend whose name is Karen, and she's not a Karen. Poor girl.
Yeah, poor thing. All right.
Well, anyway, so
So
back to you,
Luke. So you're newer to our services. Is that that's the rumor on the street? Is that true?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. So what are the kinds of things that you're working on right now with Felicia and the team?
Well, finding my own place and getting a job. And I've also just been getting out of the house and meeting new people.
I
That's
love
awesome.
that.
what kind of job you looking for?
It's a good question. That's why because there's really
Choices are limited up here, but
Yeah. I don't know, something outdoors probably. I don't. Restaurants really not my cup of tea.
I appreciate that. But you like being outside, so there's a lot of
Yes.
trees up there, a lot of work you can do, and that's cool. That's cool. Right.
All right.
Yeah.
So have you started like applying yet? Have you applied at a few places? Have you done that part? Or are you just like kind of trying to find what your favorite?
Starbucks. I'm trying to find it. Felicia was telling me about like an internship thing that they do, and so I was that's kind of something in the works.
yeah.
I love it.
So
Internships
And-
are really good because
Yeah.
they'll spend more time teaching and before they start really,
Yeah.
before you feel the pressure to be like an awesome employee. You just
Okay.
have to be an awesome person.
So we have one of our, this is what's awesome about community. We have one of our, Moni, who knows everyone. She's a senior case facilitator in the Ukiah office. She says, go to Terry Nursery and tell him that Moni sent you because her brother-in-law works there, is a manager there or something.
Wow.
He owns it.
Oh, he
Oh,
owns
yeah.
it. Oh, he's a
Oh.
big boss. What?
Well,
Okay.
we'll find out if he likes his sister or not.
Yeah,
If
Moni, Moni is getting a lot of love because she is a resource queen.
Oh my
So,
gosh, right.
Yeah, we'll have to do that.
yeah,
Thank
that
you,
is
Moni.
a great lead. So, see, look at what can happen when you get together with your community. They can give you some cool leads.
Make sure you send Moni a thank you note if you get a job. That's awesome.
And when we're off this feed, you can kind of look for Moni and you could even send her a private like, hey message, because she's on this group and you'll see her name on there. So you can even know which one she is. And then you'll know who you're thanking when something works out, even if it's a little something for a minute. Everything's an opportunity to learn and build your resume and all those good things. So I love that. I love that you're looking into internships, getting out.
Speaking of learning, what's some other stuff you've been learning recently?
Are you guys working on cooking?
And I'm a really good cook.
He is. He's better than me.
Oh,
I want him
Also,
to cook my meals.
So Felicia's learning to cook from you.
Yes.
Awesome.
all right. Okay. If you're a great cook, what's one of your favorite things to cook? Like what's something
Well, what did I make the other? I made a tortellini soup that was really good.
ooh, I love tortellini soup. I don't know if you're aware, but right now, it's on our Facebook page, right? And our Instagram.
Yeah.
Or just, yeah, there's a recipe contest going on right now and there's like really cool prizes. So if you have a good recipe, I would definitely go on because they're taking recipes, healthy recipes right now. They're also doing, is it the other one already happening where it's the Christmas recipes? Or is that, okay. Kira knows the details. She'll probably put it in the chat and help me out because Brandon Bowman raised his hand. Did you mean to raise your hand, Brandon Bowman? Do you have a question? Oh yeah, the holiday recipe email came out yesterday. So yes, they're also looking for holiday recipes. So if you have those, that's another place you can, and they have some really cool prizes. So if you're a great cook, you can share it with the community and maybe win a cool prize.
I'll do
All
that,
right.
yes.
So,
Brandon
Brandon
raised his hand
is raising his hand
because
because he's cooking
He's
right
cooking
now.
while we.
We're having a potluck to,
Are you frying fish tacos? Oh.
We should have a
We're doing
client and staff cook-off.
oh man, that's an awesome idea, Felicia.
It's for
That would be
Ryan's birthday.
Apple pies, the big ones, and I cooked those for me, and my dad. My
Like big
stepdad.
cowboy ribeyes.
Yeah.
He's cooking ribeyes. So
Ooh, I think that
staff's
is
gonna win this cook-off.
definitely gonna win. That is super awesome. So, Luke, is there anything else you want to
Communication?
Yeah.
share? Anything else you want to share with our community? Anything you want to tell us or mention to us while you got Eric and Sadie all
Gonna make
ears?
a lot of friends.
Yeah, I've been making a lot of friends, and I've been working on my communication. I've been I'm kind of a hermit, so I've been getting out more.
I think the last few years did that to a lot of us. So I think it's
Well, I'm always
very
been a hermit
normal
regardless.
it's very normal for us all to kind of need to venture out slowly back into the world. So good on you for being brave and figuring it out. And I'm grateful we get the chance to get to know you a little better.
All right. Thank you.
You're awesome, and we're really happy you're in our community.
Absolutely.
Really happy.
You know, and if one of your goals is to make some new friends, really want to encourage you to think about going to one of our retreats, maybe up to Carville, because Carville is only like an hour away from you. So up in Wairika, you actually have
I think I was.
you have the
Yeah, I
shortest
think
drive
I'm on the
to
list.
Carville.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
Are you,
I think
you
I'm
already
on the
going to
list.
that?
I think so. We'll have to take a look and
Yay!
see if it's
Cool.
yeah.
Oh my
If not,
gosh,
we
look
can
at it.
decide that. Yeah.
So yeah, he's diving in head first to the community. Great job.
That's tremendous. All right. Hey, real question. Is that your correct spelling for your last name, Luke? Hustava?
HUST, yes.
Okay, cool. So Moni needs that. Moni wanted that so she can give it to her brother. So Moni, you can just literally just write that down off of his window right there.
All right. And I think let's also give Luke, since he's new, a sweatshirt. Can I do that? Mary loves when I ask permission.
Like Mary's gonna say no.
Right.
I might say no, but I'm not going to. I want to.
That's why I don't ask you.
Okay.
No, exactly.
All right.
Also,
Okay,
so
'cause
I
actually, I'm
asked
a
anything.
sweater hoarder. Sweater hoarder.
Sweater hoarder, so he's super happy.
Okay, awesome. Well, great. So we'll make sure you get that too, since you are both new to our community and brave, willing to come on our and talk to us. So it was super nice to meet you, Luke. I hope I see you around in our community. Lots and
All right.
lots.
All right, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Luke, you don't have to go anywhere. But we're gonna move on with our conversation.
All right. Well, that is a great segue. So there have been, as you guys know, they've been making some changes and adaptations, growing in our ILS department. So we thought we'd meet someone awesome new in our community like Luke, and then we'd also get to hear lots of awesome news from our fearless leader, Cassandra. So we are gonna be quiet and let her talk.
Hi, everybody. So I am Cassandra Sales. I'm the ILS program manager, and I'm really excited to share some of the cool things that have been happening. First up, we have our new ILS supervisors. So they don't officially start until April, but we have 2 fabulous people. We actually had 4 amazing candidates, which was fantastic. So it was really hard to choose, but we chose Felicia and Vanessa, and we're very excited for what they bring. So we're actually dividing our hubs into rural and city. So our rural areas have more of the same kind of things that they have to overcome, whether it's transportation or less resources or anything along those lines. So our rural supervisor is going to be Felicia. She lives in Siskiyou County, but she will definitely be traveling to the other areas on a consistent basis. She's also going to oversee Tehama and Butte and RCRC, and we are declaring that we're going to be an ACRC this year. So woohoo, we're not currently an ACRC, but we will be by the end of the year. And then our other one is Vanessa. So Vanessa is going to be our city supervisor. So she's going to oversee our Shasta County and both of our Bay Area offices. Both of these ladies are incredible leaders. They go after goals, connection. It's impossible to be around them and not just like marinate in their joy. So I'm very excited for all of that they're going to bring to our department. They don't officially start till April 1st, but you'll probably start seeing some of them in your areas soon. So welcome them, encourage them to be a part of your communities. Next up, so we just want to take a super intentional time to thank our schedule assistants, Nicole and Andy. They've been a part of our office team for the last year, and they have helped us tremendously as we rolled out Clock in ILS and some other things of just supporting our department in any area that they need. That position is retiring next week, and so they both have different journeys that they're going to take within our company. But it has been a tremendous blessing to have them on our team, and they have made a substantial impact. And we definitely couldn't have made it through the last year without them. So just wanted to take some time to thank Nicole and Andy. If you guys see Nicole and Andy, make sure that you thank them as well. We do have a little going away present that we kind of came together for. So we're going to give both of them an Airbnb gift card so that way they can go have a weekend away with their families and kind of transition and all that kind of stuff. But they've served a lot. And so part of Rest and Rise for them is going to look like getting away with a little Airbnb. So thank you both for everything you did for our department for last year. So wildly important goal, we have been working very hard at growing our clients, growing our hours, all of that. One of the numbers on this that I am super proud of is our hours for December. So December is a really hard month in ILS, mainly because I don't know what the deal is, but everyone wants to like celebrate holidays and not want to work on goals. What's up with that? I don't know. So a lot of people go home, they see their family. And so traditionally, December has been a very low month of utilization for us. And we have worked incredibly hard. Our Bay Area team, our Far North team, our RCRC team, everyone really has worked incredibly hard to bring on more people and serve, even when they weren't feeling great, when they had things going on with their family as well. And so all of our teams really stepped up. But as you can see, we have tons of assessments. So hopefully this time next year, we have even more clients in our community, and maybe we get to interview one of them like we got to interview Luke today. But we are slowly growing as we unravel some of our new things that we're doing. We're clocking in and out in the Bay. That has been huge. I'm actually so impressed with the Bay. We actually thought it was broken for a minute because they were doing so good with their clocks that we're like, there's no notifications, what's happening? They were doing really excellent and they have been super intentional. So shout out to the East Bay team in particular. So Teresa and Irene and Zoha and everybody that is there has been doing a fantastic job with clock, and I'm super impressed with them. So, but yeah, we've been growing. The other thing that we have really been focused on is we had the opportunity to serve people virtually for the last few years because of COVID. And while that's been extended, we have been very intentional about transitioning from virtual to face-to-face. And as a result of that, our clients are going after more dreams than they ever have before. So on the left is Jonathan. Jonathan is new to our community. He has a super interesting story. So if you ever happen to meet Jonathan, then I would love for him to tell his story. But he's trying to get a part of our community. And one of the things that he absolutely loves is karaoke. And if you've ever been to Siskiyou County, you also know that everyone in Siskiyou County loves karaoke. So Nicole Millett has been working great and setting up karaoke events for him. And he gets to kind of express himself in singing and get over some of his fears of being around people in a big group setting. So karaoke has really helped him get out of his shell. Next is Danny Otis. Danny Otis works incredibly hard. And one of the things that he has been working towards is to make his house a home. And part of that is saving up and purchasing a TV. So it was super cool to be able to see him actually spend money on himself, because that's not something that he does on a regular basis. So he saved up and he bought himself a TV, and now he gets to make his house a home. Next up is Michael Gonzalez. If you've been around for a while, you know Michael Gonzalez. He also is a big fan of community. He likes to go on retreats, all of those kinds of things. But he is taking it upon himself to be more independent in his home and not rely on others. And so part of that is cooking. And he has been working tremendously going after cooking goals and learning new recipes. And his life coaches in Tehama, there is several people that I've worked with him over the years. Shannon has in the past, Minnie has, and Stephanie has worked wonders with him as well. And so he's just been going after goals, and we're super excited that the face-to-face is helping that. Next up, as you can see, there's kind of a cooking theme across everyone today, but Jessica was able to get her own apartment, and she has been working hard on learning new recipes and being independent and living the life that she's always wanted to live. So this is some of our good news of when you stop serving people virtually and you're in their home, you get to do life with them a lot better and more in depth. And so we have been working hard at making sure that all of their homes They learn everything that they need to learn about them. So yeah, this is one of my favorite stories of all time. I cannot take credit for this story, but because I had good news, I 100% am going to tell the story anyway. This is Ernie and Aaron in RCRC. So we serve one in ILS and they served one in SLS. I had no idea that they were brothers, and they had not seen each other in years and years and years. And so Michelle and her team were super intentional about reaching out to the ILS to make sure that we could coordinate a time for them to be reintroduced again. And so the SLS team in particular did an incredible job of setting up a time, making sure that everyone in their circle of support was good with it, that everyone was aligned. And they met at McDonald's, and it was the coolest thing ever that because they both became a part of Compass, they got to get reunited, and one of my favorite stories of 2023. So, and this is final part of good news is Mr. John. So John is also from RCRC. He originally is from Bernie. His sister had gotten sick, and he had every intention of going and visiting her in Bernie before she passed away. Unfortunately, due to the weather and other things, he wasn't able to do that, but he still thought it was a super important part of his journey for honoring his sister and grieving to go to Bernie, to kind of remember all the things that he grew up around and to remember his sister. And so one of the things that I love about this story is RCRC, the regional center, partnered with us, made sure that we had the funding, mileage, hours, anything that we needed to make sure that he was able to go to Bernie. And so if you are anything into geography, you understand that going from Ukiah to Bernie is a very long trip in a day. And so Randy is his life coach, and she made sure that he could go have this journey, and he got to go to Bernie Falls. He got to remember all the cool things that him and his sister got to do. And then he got to go home. And so his journey of grieving has been a lot better, and he felt like he got to honor his sister. And so that was something really exciting that happened last month that we wanted to celebrate. So there's lots of cool things happening in ILS. We super appreciate SLS, CFS, TNE, team builders, everyone who has been a part of making sure that our transition and R&R has gone well. So we know that means that we hire different people. So recruitment, shout out to Sol. She deals with my emails almost every day of just kidding, now we're hiring and doing this, just kidding, we're doing this. And she has done a fabulous job of that. And TNE has really helped make sure that our training is excellent and that we have the right people and they're trained. And so we are super excited for ILS. It's been a heavy lift, and it's going to continue to be a heavy lift in transition, but there's lots of good things happening too.
All right. Thank you, Cassandra. I don't know how you made it through some of those without crying. There was also an awesome comment that that Ernie and his brother still meet almost every Friday. So
At McDonald's?
that wasn't just a one-time meeting. They actually have kept up their relationship. That's awesome.
McDonald's is overrated. It's true. McDonald's brings people together.
All right.
Hey, but no, that's really cool. And Cassandra, who was the lead advocate to help John get to Bernie? Was that somebody in her office? Was that his staff?
Kelly helped lead it. So Kelly was covering RCRC at the time, but Randy, his field staff, is the one that really knew that John needed to go to Bernie and he needed to be able to say goodbye. So Brittany was a part of it for a long time of trying to make sure that he could go, but the weather just was terrible. And when Brittany was on leave, Kelly made sure that it happened. So super big shout out to Kelly and Redding for covering RCRC and making sure that he can come up.
That's really tremendous. That's really tremendous. And props to RCRC for getting behind John and doing that and funding and making it possible. But I mean, it's just a great illustration of how these things happen in the lives of our clients and your lives because people speak up for each other people. That's why we're not a bunch of individuals. That's why we're a community, because it really does take a group for us. It takes help to get your dreams. You want to see, nobody can achieve their dreams on their own. It does take a family. So well done, everybody, for all those awesome stories. So that
All right, and so that just kind of drops us right into all of our department updates. You heard quite a bit there from ILS. They're moving forward with a lot of change, and so again, just give them a pat on the back or a squeeze when you see them, because there's a lot of change happening there, but you can already see that it's bringing about some good fruit. Really excited about it. We also have some changes coming in QSP, which is exciting.
Yeah, we've, props to our QSP team, our designers and engineers and our testers. They have been putting in the time and effort to really make this happen. And we're super excited. The next real wave of new tools is going to really help our QSP team be efficient and effective, know where they're supposed to be and be there and communicate all that stuff. Those next round of new tools are going to roll out in March. So if you're involved with ILS at all, make sure you're paying attention. There'll be some training materials, there'll be some training videos, all that good stuff. Make sure you're up to speed, because this is really going to help you be a lot more effective. And hopefully it'll make your overall job experience easier. And also, this is important, it'll help us bill correctly. And a big part of our dynamic with our regional centers is that sometimes we have trouble getting our billing sorted out with them. And all these tools that we're putting into QSP right now will help us make that more efficient as well. Because when Compass gets paid, everybody gets paid. So it's really incumbent upon all of us. So we're really excited about that. So make sure that you learn that and get up to speed.
All right. We've talked about coordinated family services quite a bit on these calls, but if you're new to these calls, it's a new program. It's a pilot program. I'm very, very excited to report that we are now rolling this service out. We actually have clients in the program, likely in the next, at a coming town hall. We'll be talking some good news about that program and some things that are happening in that program. We're on cutting edge. We're one of the first vendors in a lot of the different regional centers we're in, which is super exciting.
I mean, statewide, we just saw the numbers. How many vendors are there statewide?
Oh gosh, I'm gonna go with 100.
I don't know. It was less than 100. It was in double digits. It wasn't triple digits.
Yeah,
and
I know that there's 154 clients in the program currently.
Right, exactly.
So, but that's not accurate, because like our regional center Far Northern didn't report, and we knew that we have clients in. So not everyone was reporting,
exactly.
But there's still very few vendors providing the service. We're all still figuring it out.
In some regions, we're one of the only 1 or 2 vendors right now. And we're doing that on purpose, because again, our mandate at Compass, we really believe that we are called to improve the quality of services throughout California. And so we want to jump into this program on day one to really bring our community's excellence to it, to really set a high standard. So we're really thrilled.
So you'll be seeing some advertisements or some information coming out. We're going to continue to try to hire from within first. We're looking to be able to provide services in different languages, and we know many people on our team already speak multiple languages. And so we'd love to have people that we already know and trust begin this new service with us. So when you see those come out, and if the information fits you, there are some requirements, of course, some legislative requirements, but then there are also, we're looking for certain languages, we're looking for a certain area. If it fits you, please reach out to Tyler, because we really, really want to hire from within first, because we want to build this program on trusted people, and our trusted people are you. So that's what we want to do with that. So even if you want to just start getting information, reach out to Tyler, send him an email, or just kind of reach out to him, give him a call, and start gathering information and seeing if it's a good fit for you.
Schedules in CFS are similar to ILS in the sense that there's not usually a lot of overnight shifts, but the rates of pay are a little higher in CFS than in SLS. So so if it might really be a good fit for you. So definitely look into that, especially if you are a person you're multilingual, because that's a big emphasis from the state of California, is to address services to some of our underserved demographics. Hey, how do you like our shirts? This is the March All Hands t-shirt. That's why we're sporting it. They make us look better. And you should be getting one in this first quarter of this year.
You have to pay for it.
You have to pay for it. Well, you should be getting one.
You actually get this. This is actually, they will be getting it when they do their review.
Oh,
So
we
this
get-
is this is a review shirt.
Okay, well, you should be getting one, even if you have to pay for it. That's a freaking good shirt. It looks good. Anyway,
All right. So those are our department updates. If you have specific questions about any of that, we will have a question and answer time. So please feel free. Look at Tyler putting all his information on there for you guys. Look at that guy.
nice.
All right. So there's a lot happening in our community. You're already hearing some good stuff, some people up to really great stuff. There's some other fun stuff happening in our community that's kind of more global. First of all, Rest and Rise. We mentioned the t-shirts. It's more than just a t-shirt. It's really us going after as a community, both, for staff and for people with disabilities, that we want to just take a break. We want to rest. We want to, kind of make sure we're being healthy in our mind, soul, and body. And we're giving you different ways, kind of different targets to do that. So we had a lot of people who participated. We did a walking challenge in January, and we gave away some free tennis shoes. We had we had 5 winners of new shoes. So that was really fun to see that. Make sure you look at our newsletter. There was actually a really fun reveal in the newsletter. You watched a little video and you watched them win right on the video. It was really fun. I watched it the same time you did. I get the newsletter the same time you do. So it's not like I get any special treatment. I got the newsletter just like you did. So I had to open it just like you did. I had to find out who the winners were just like you did.
Another thing that we're really excited is our emphasis on dreaming. It's part of our Rest and Rise focus for 2024. And we're so thrilled that Jessica, a member of our T&E department, is leading our community of dreamers. This is a focus group for clients. So whether it's SLS, ILS, or CFS, if you're a service recipient at Compass, and you are excited about your dreams or want some encouragement in pursuing them, check out joining that community of dreamers. You can send Jessica an email, and we'll make sure her email gets thrown up in the chat. And leaders at Compass or staff at Compass, pass this information on to your clients, because it's really good. I mean, just like we talked about with John, his dream was to get to Bernie to have a healthy grieving experience. He couldn't have done that without a community encouraging him to go after that dream. This is another great way to do that.
Kira went ahead and put Jessica's email in the chat. So if you want to reach out to Jessica, find out. We're updating that regularly. When are those meetings? So also one more reason to open the newsletter, because in the newsletter, we list those opportunities. We're hiring. I just want to remind everyone, we're actually doing a great job of hiring right now. It's a busy time hiring. It's very exciting to bring on some new people. We've definitely been understaffed in certain areas for a very long time. San Jose always gets a shout out as a thank you, because they've worked really hard with less than they need in the way of staff. So great job, team. But we're continuing to hire. And remember, there is referral bonuses. We'd rather give you our money than Indeed and
Absolutely.
Craigslist and all the other things that we do to advertise. You are our best advertisement for sure.
And the people you refer tend to enjoy the job faster and learn it quicker, because they trust you because they're your people, and they are familiar with what we do because they're your people. So their likelihood of being successful actually is higher. That's why one of the reasons why we want to pay you $500 over the course of months for every single person that says, yep, I was referred by my friend, or my family member, or what have you. So if you know people that are looking for a job, please send them our way.
And this is not just about, the situations where we're quote unquote understaffed. You saw how many referrals we have in ILS. We actually, throughout the entire organization, have around 90 referrals. So we have opportunities to serve more people, to see those great stories happening for other people. So it's not just about making sure we have enough staff for our current clients, it's for building for our future.
And we pretty much have job openings in every region and every service. So we always have job openings. We're thrilled with how recruiting is going right now, but we still need more, and we would love to hire people that you love. That's a great endorsement.
All right. So last but not least, and I just like you throw it in the chat, and then we're going to move on. If anyone remembers our promotion seminar, we used to do this time. It was a time where We would talk about the different opportunities throughout our organization. And then we would, pair individuals up with a mentor, and they would kind of talk through how to promote inside of our organization. COVID, quote unquote, killed it. We stopped doing it during COVID. And we've just been wondering if something like that needs to come back. We used to essentially hire from within a lot more than we are right now. So when we have a CF position or we have a position to open up in marketing, we used to almost always hire from within. And recently we haven't been getting the internal candidates. So we've been actually looking outside. We got some fantastic people on the outside, but we love hiring from within. We love the internal growth process. So if that's something that you're curious about, interested in, or if you participated in one and really thought it was beneficial, we'd love you to throw that in the chat, because we're just trying to gain some information and some understanding about whether or not that's something we should try to bring back.
Absolutely. And pay attention to the chat, because there's a lot of good comments in there. Michelle mentions how Moni can really help you understand the referral process. Apparently, not only is she the queen of, well, she's the queen of everything. Resource, referrals. She's probably the queen of vegetables. I don't know. She's queen of everything. But so do that. And so specifically mentioning, if you have referrals for someone in ILS in the SARC region, especially there.
Especially SARC and bilingual.
Bilingual, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right, we're gonna fly through the next 3 things because we want to make sure there's time for questions.
Okay, so advocacy. Recently, I sent out an email to our office team, but we wanted to mention it here. Next week, there's going to be a hearing in Sacramento, and all of you, all y'all and all y'alls we're inviting to go. What's going on right now is the state of California budget is facing a deficit, shortfall, about $73 billion in next year's budget, as they're saying right now. And so they're trying to figure out in Sacramento what to cut. They got to cut something, what to cut. Well, right now, our services are on the list. We're supposed to get a significant increase in July of this year, and the governor is proposing to nix that. So now I actually, while I understand the economic realities and that we got to be smart with our money, I don't think it's right for the governor to decide to cut our service when there are so many other things that don't affect people that could be cut. So if you actually believe that our service is underfunded, then you can send people, you can go yourself to Sacramento on the, I think it's the 22nd,
ILS is heading down. So you can ask Britt or Vanessa.
28th.
It's on the 28th.
It's
you can
Wednesday,
ask
28th,
them.
and they're having a hearing where we can just show up, and we want to flood the zone of people. You don't have to get on the mic, although you can. It's going to be an open mic. You just wait your turn. And the legislators pay a lot of attention, not just to what people say, but how many people show up and make noise, make a statement.
And if you can't go, there's also writing letters and making phone calls. So there's a lot of ways to participate. These are your services. Whether you're a staff or an individual receiving the service, this is your service. This is our community, and we should really stand behind our community.
Exactly. The bulk of this money that we're supposed to get is supposed to go for wages, and that's our. And if the more money we can spend on wages, the better hiring is, the better quality of people we can get like you. So you really can make a difference. So contact your legislator, send emails, make phone calls, get active on social media, and show up at these activities and make your voice heard, because it really does matter.
All right. Well, we're very, very happy to say that Camp Carville is out there, and we've had a tremendous response. It makes my heart so happy. This is something that we came up with in the middle of the pandemic to make sure that we could still build community and we could still support community in small groups. And it has just kind of taken on its own little life. And we're so excited to see so many people getting so much life out of Camp Carville. This year, we're doing a Christmas in the Pines theme, which is super fun. So you get to kind of do Christmas all year. There you'll see we already have 3 of our camps sold out, but there's a couple more things I want to point out to you. We actually have a couple other camps that are almost sold out. So if these were dates that you're really interested in, I would encourage you to get in and register. The first camp, May 6th through the 9th, that camp is almost full. It's about 60% full. And then the September 16th through the 19th, our Northern Camp is 80% full. It's very, very close to being full. And then we only have 1 room left on all of these camps for someone in a wheelchair. So if you use a wheelchair and need a at camp, I 100%, 110% encourage you to jump on that. There's only
Don't
one
delay.
left.
Don't delay.
It's the August 26th to the 29th. It's currently scheduled for RCED and RCRC, but if you live in a different region and need a wheelchair, we want you to go to camp. So talk to your supervisor and have them make sure they reach out to our marketing team, because we would work really hard to make sure anyone that wants to go who needs a wheelchair room could go on that August 26th to the 29th.
Absolutely. And leaders, this is real important. This is a real important thing for you to communicate with your clients, encourage them to go. Many folks just don't go because it's a new thing and they're nervous, but getting out of their comfort zone and doing new experiences, making new friends breaks things open in their life. So really encourage them to go, but encourage them not to delay because they might miss an opportunity.
All right. But there's another opportunity, Disneyland. The dates have been announced, November 19th to the 22nd. Registration is opening right around the corner, and I do anticipate kind of a rush on this. So if it's something that you or someone you know really is interested in, I'd encourage you to try to mark the 4th and get your spot. We are going to have limited spots because of limited resources as far as buses and hotel rooms and all the things. So if you're interested, I'd mark March 4th and be looking to register as soon as you can. Details can be found on our website, so you can go to our website and find more details. There's the cost breakdown. If you're wanting to go for 2 days to Disneyland, the trip is going to be the same amount of time, but it's how much time you literally want to be in the park. So 2 days is going to be both parks. 1 day is one park. And those are the costs. And then staff, we're just doing a flat staff cost this year. And we're working to make sure you get time in Disneyland with the client and without the client. So it's actually this is a really, really good deal for staff. So if staff, you're really interested in going, please do let us know. Even if your client is not interested, but you want to go, we can almost always find room for someone who wants to go.
Exactly. And if you want to go as staff and your client isn't going, we'll definitely be thrilled to introduce you to a new client you can work with, and then you can get the benefit of that savings. Okay.
And that's, by the way, that's cheaper than it. Basically, that's not even the price of a Disneyland ticket for 2 days.
Exactly. So anyway, yeah. Okay, great. All of the details on our website. That's all the details we're going to talk about today for the sake of time. But all the details on there is good information. If you have any questions, you can refer to that first.
Okay. Woo, question time. All right. So if you have a question, throw it in the chat. We had some that were submitted ahead of time, so those are our priority. We're going to do some of those first. Hopefully we'll have time for 1 or 2 in the chat, but not very many. So Vanessa asked about our favorite ride at Disneyland. And you know, being the Disneylandaholics that we are, you have to say that there's 2 parks. California Adventure Park is the I'm going to go with, my husband is typing furiously. Shoot. What ride do I like at California Adventure?
Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes, Guardians of the Galaxy.
And Soaring Over the World.
Soaring Over the World. Yeah, but let's go with Guardians. That's probably my all-time favorite is Guardians of the Galaxy. It is kind of one of the, it's a dropping ride, but it is so fun. And then in Disneyland, I really like Thunder Mountain. I like Thunder Mountain, especially at night. It is a little different at night than it is during the day. So I say Thunder Mountain. All right. Grace asked, what is our favorite Disneyland moment? I have too many, Grace, with clients specifically. So whenever we go, often Eric and I specifically take time with our clients and we become staff for a season during that time. So I was Bev's staff the last time I went, and we had a wheelchair that did not work very well. We actually rented one, and I don't know why. We didn't want to waste the time to go back. And so it had a bum tire, and it took Jen and I both pushing it to get it to go. We were quite a sight, but to see Bev do It's a Small World. And then another time is we had a client named Vanessa yell out in exuberance on the bus, "This is the best day of my life." And then also yell out in exuberance, "Only Compass would take me to Disneyland." And those are pretty special moments. So I have loved our different times at Disneyland and the different times that another moment that I just want to acknowledge, because I just really reminds me how amazing my team is, you know, we didn't recognize that wouldn't be as many roll-in showers, and we needed more roll-in showers. And I was actually talking to Rhonda McGlashan, was brand new. It was her very first retreat. So this was a lot of years ago. And she, you know, she is someone who takes, you know, lists and things very seriously, and she was ready to take it seriously, and was trying to figure this out. And I walk over to a group of staff that were working with the clients that needed a roll-in shower, and they had already worked out an entire system. Like, we walk over and it's been solved. The clients and the staff together had solved the problem without us. And I was just like, that's right. You guys do this every day. We work together. Our people with disabilities work together with our staff, and they solve problems every single solitary day. Why didn't I think that they would solve this problem today too? Solve the problem. And it was a really cool community way. They like kind of had a shower rotation, and they had a whole plan, and people were sharing rooms to make sure everyone got what they needed.
We basically eat problems for breakfast.
Yeah. And it was just a phenomenal reminder of what a phenomenal team I have. I actually can tell you who those people were, and many of them still work for us, that were there figuring out that problem and those clients with those
This will
clients.
be our 4th trip to Disney, I think?
I think so. Yeah.
Is that right? Wow.
All right. So Margaret had a question about overtime. Did you want to answer that really
Yeah,
quick?
sure. Okay, so Margaret, I believe if you're on the call, don't know where you are on the screen, but don't worry about that. So I believe Margaret works in ILS, and her question over time is, what is the freedom and what's available in terms of overtime hours in ILS? Right now, we are trying to limit the amount of overtime that's paid out. Every field employee and most of our office employees between the months of October and January got a pretty significant raise, not just minimum wage, more than that. And so we're trying to really increase our baseline wages we pay the team, and hopefully decrease our overtime. So we're really limiting that. So right now, there really, especially in ILS, overtime is not available. If there's a unique circumstance, supervisors can approve that, but we're not doing that as a baseline. And one of the questions she asked further was, if for some reason in 1 week she doesn't get to 40 hours, what can she do the following week? You'll have to talk to your supervisor about if there's any specific permission for that. But that's why we really want to encourage our clients to do their goal work every week, because honestly, their staff need to work as well. So you need to work, they need to let you work, to be honest. But that's kind of the bottom line when it comes to overtime in ILS. In SLS, although this wasn't her question, likewise, we're trying to manage overtime. We're trying to boost our staffing, because if overtime just goes and does what it could do, because we're not paying attention, it actually really could hurt the company and make things hard for everybody. So we're trying to build our structures so that overtime is managed as best as possible.
All right. So
And honestly, if you want to see more money, advocacy. Talk to your legislator. I'm going to say that every chance I get. That's going to be how you can, as staff and employees, you can really help yourself by getting in touch with the people who write the laws.
And Elisa, hopefully that answers your question about raises. First, that we were hoping to get an additional increase in July. That's now being questioned. So we're going to be very judicious, careful with giving any raises, and we're even managing our overtime as best we can, so that, you know, we can stay in the black. But then we did also already give raises between the months of October and January.
And again, definitely with the pilot program of CFS, there is a little bit higher rate of pay in those positions. So if that's something that kind of catches your ear, check it out.
All right, Thomas, you asked about us going to other areas, Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Diego. Why haven't we done it so far? Great question. Why not? I'd love to do everything yesterday. I am a very ambitious young woman. And the reason is, you know, we really need to continue to make sure we're growing in a smart and practical and good way. So we're continually talking about this. There's going to be a really awesome opportunity for us as a community to get together and talk about strategic planning this year, because we're getting ready to head into another 7-year cycle of where we want to grow, how we want to grow. And so if that's something that interests you, I would really encourage you babe, you know I can't.
I get private messages
know,
from
but I
people. I can't
can't.
ignore them for the comments.
Okay, but I can't have clickety clack, clack, clack. It does not work for me.
I don't know what to do. I don't want to ignore people when they ask
Okay,
us
well,
questions.
All right, well, don't ask Eric any specific questions because I can't handle clickety clack, clack, clack when I'm trying to talk.
I love you. I'm just saying I love you.
So we are going to be doing strategic planning and we're looking at where we're going to be growing in the next 7 years. And if that's something that you're interested in, be looking for information. If you've participated in eCore or if you're an office staff or if you're a client, there's going to be opportunities for you to participate. So if you don't know what any of those things are, continue to find out about them because there's lots of opportunities to speak into our organization, speak into our growth plan and influence it as well as maybe be part of that growth plan. Okay, Teresa, I have passed on to more important people than myself your pink shirt request. So that I do not pick shirt colors. It's beyond my pay grade. So I give it to somebody else and I have passed on your request.
It is a little tricky with our swag because everybody has an opinion. You know, we actually don't do too many white shirts because next thing you know, they're tie-dyed. So, but people love tie, some people love tie-dye. So we do white shirts. I'm being silly. So, but everybody has an opinion about our swag. We do our best to make swag stuff that everybody will get some joy out of.
Debbie asked about an address or email to send letters. Does anyone have that information handy? Could anyone put that in the chat? We did send out an email recently. Maybe you could cut and paste some of that information in. So if you have that, I'd love for you to, looks like, never mind. Carrie already said she's going to forward the information to Debbie. So you guys are all over it.
Absolutely.
Compass foot fanny packs. I like it. Oh.
Apparently there's a Disney one.
It's not going to be a Disney. It's for Disney.
There's a Disney related one. Stop correcting me. There's a Disney related one. If you
I don't even want to be disappointed that there wasn't going to be a Mickey on their fanny pack.
There'll be so many flipping Mickeys. If you're disappointed because there's no Mickey on your fanny pack, there's this thing called a Sharpie. You can do little, everybody can make a circle, 3 of them, and you have a hidden Mickey. Anyway, or I guess not so hidden Mickey. Anyway, well, hey, so John, thanks for asking about the NFL. Sorry your Lions did not make the Super Bowl. Any sad 49er fans that still have had somebody, those of you who are sad 49er fans, did they hide all the sharp objects in your life? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so John's asking, what about the rest of the year? I don't care because I'm only an NFL guy. So,
yeah,
I only have time for one sport in my life.
He rejoins his family during that. I'm just kidding. I watch football as much as he does. It was a joke. All right. Karen asked, what's our favorite part of Rust and Rise? My favorite part is still coming. We're going to be doing some perks that are going to be associated with Rust and Rise. Those will be coming out later this year. So be looking for that. There's going to be a perk where it's called a Calm app, where we'll actually purchase an app where you can meditate and you can practice breathing, and has a lot of different things that you can do to be stay present. So that's going to be one of the perks that we provide to our team. But there's a lot of other perks coming that you'll hear more about, and I'm really excited about that. As we've been looking to make sure we can stay within our cost structure, the question came to me, what can and can't be cut, and I'm like, don't you touch some of the perks coming for Rust and Rise. So there's a lot of really good things coming, and I'm excited about the opportunity. So keep paying attention, lean into Rust and Rise, because there's a lot for all of us in Rust and Rise.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, Aaron, I'm sorry, I did not mean to hurt you. Keep the faith, buddy. Someday you too might have an awesome mug that points to your team winning a Super Bowl. Only won 5. The Niners have only won 5 freaking Super Bowls. They're way overdue. So anyway, poor Lions, not even playing the Super Bowl.
Any other questions for us today? We have 3 more minutes. So if there is a question burning in your heart and mind, throw it in the chat. We have time for 1 more question. No pressure, but. Someone asked how your parents are. Oh, someone asked how my parents are. Well, that's very thoughtful.
That was the answer that I replied.
Oh, you replied how my parents were?
Yes.
All right. Well, I'll tell everyone how my parents are. My parents are great. My mom, for those who don't know, underwent cancer treatment this last year, and she is just a rock star, so strong, and went through it with flying colors. did lose all her hair, but now is got the coolest gray mohawk, faux hawk thingy majopple you've ever seen. And it's so cute. And I keep begging her to keep it.
It happens on its own. She
It just
doesn't-
happens on its own.
just
And
kinda-
she's like, and everyone's like, oh my goodness, she looks so cute. She looks so sassy. I'm like, that's who she's always been, people. She just wore long hair like she wasn't sassy, but she's very sassy. And then my dad's great. He just turned 80. We celebrated his 80th birthday, and he still goes up to the ranch and works and is such a good old tough cowboy. So I'm very proud of both my parents. So
Thank
thanks
you
for asking.
Carrie asks about transportation to Disneyland. The answer is there will only be a driving option. We are not doing any flight. If you have a client who wants to fly, great. He's just going to raise his own prices and have to pay for his own transportation. But
Yeah,
and there wouldn't be a discount because all this is packaged in together.
yeah, flying is we've tried in the past, and it's just very, very hard to manage with because you, like, for instance, you can't take a bus to an airport because it's too regulated, you know, safety and not wanting anyone to be a bomb bust. So there's a lot of different rules about like our transportation, things like that. So that is why, so we've looked into all our options, and yes, in some ways flying could be faster, but it's not easier, and it won't work for a group our size.
Okay, well, we're about out of time. We are officially out of time. Thank you all. Happy February. We love you. And we look forward to seeing you again in the future.
Yeah, this is super fun. All right, guys, take care.